Roach not giving him anything.
This time I had a chance to step back, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they changing up stuff." No, we ain't changed up anything. It's the same thing we always do. You know? And when I lost him, I was hurt because that was my first time losing a fighter that you put so much into.
Calvin Ford, what does he mean to you when you hear that name? What does he mean when you first hear that?
A father.
In a recent interview, Calvin Ford spoke about his departure from Gervonta "Tank" Davis's training team after Tank fired him. Ford shared that he still wants to see Davis succeed and hopes he continues to grow as a fighter. He emphasized the importance of having someone who can challenge Tank and push him to reach new levels in his career. However, Ford also expressed frustration with Tank's harsh behavior towards him following the controversial fight with Lamont Roach. Ford made it clear that he was upset by how Tank treated him during that time.
The best for him. I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do. You know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push Tank so I can see different levels of it. This time I had a chance to step back, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they changing up stuff." No, we ain't changed up anything. It's the same thing we always do. You know?
Going into the training camp, how was it? Or you said yes, you stepped back a little bit. Well, how was it? Splitting the time. How's it going to be splitting the time to
No, this is
Saturday
something
night?
that we do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Right now, y'all know all I gotta do is speak. Then take out history since he was a kid. When I stepped in the gym, B said, "Yo, I'm glad you here now." He watched him. He said, "Boom," and I see the light in Tank. I just can't wait to see all of that come together on fight night.
How's going back to being in the corner? How do you see Gervonta right now? Just being in camp, because at first when we talked to him in the press conference, he was very open about retiring and he was done. And now he said that
y'all have to understand. He's a young man. He have a family. He want to do something. Enjoy something. Don't take some time. I took a little bit of time out. You know what I'm saying? It refreshes. Get you back on that
Left hook by Roach in the jab. Continuing to...
During an important moment in Gervonta "Tank" Davis's fight, something unexpected happened between him and his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford. As Ford tried to wipe the sweat from Tank's face and give him instructions between rounds, Tank suddenly interrupted. He told Ford, "You gotta stop and listen to me." This rare display of frustration from Tank toward Ford suggested there might be a deeper issue at play, possibly a breakdown in communication between the two.
Davis. That looks like a submission.
You gotta calm down and listen to me.
Okay, hey, come on now. He's trying to get it. There you go. There you go. That's what they can do. There you go. Stay good. Stay focused. That was a good round. You got it? Turn up now. I want all three of these.
Abner, let's take a look at what we thought was taking a knee.
And I thought it was.
The blinding jab.
Blinding jab.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Ref, something's wrong. He took a knee.
That's a knockdown.
That's a knockdown. You cannot take...
What is...
Yeah.
What?
Wow. Flashing some of his speed.
The bond between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Calvin Ford was not just professional, it was deeply personal. Tank had once mentioned that Ford always knew exactly when he was about to finish off an opponent. Their relationship was built on mutual trust, years of experience together, and an unspoken understanding. This strong connection played a major role in Tank's rise to fame, with Ford shaping him into one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. However, the recent tension between them showed that something had changed.
Matter of fact, before they stopped it, I said every time I stopped somebody, I called it out.
Every time he come in the corner and talk to him, I said, "Yo, what you doing?" He'll look this way, he'll look this way. He's about to stop.
And I started touching them more and more. When they gonna give him the credit for one of the smartest boxers.
That was a beautiful boxing display.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Smart.
That's what I call. You wasn't looking for the knockout, but you was placing your shit. Yeah, he already seen it.
He said, "I can't
That's
get
the
hit
difference."
no more.
And Tank was holding the conversation. Tank said, "Yo, I'm about Tank can't. Every fight, Tank come and tell me I'm going to knock him out."
Yeah.
He'll tell me I'm going to knock him out.
What's up? It's your boy Gervonta Davis. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on the Raj Podcast.
as we are in the 6th round. Let's see what happens, because the words are...
Months ago, rumors started circulating that Gervonta Tank Davis and Calvin Ford had gone their separate ways professionally. Ford acknowledged the emotional toll this had taken on him, saying that people often don't understand his struggles, beliefs, and emotions about these matters. However, he said he understood the situation himself. On the other hand, Davis seemed to suggest that he wanted a change. He made a comment about how the less people you chill with, the less problems you deal with. While he didn't directly confirm the split, his words hinted that he might be looking for a fresh start, possibly without Ford by his side.
Tank don't fuck with Coach Cal.
Talk about the chin.
When Tank was walking up, it looked like Coach Cal was about to give him that hug like you always do, and Tank just brushed him off like, fuck out of here, nigga. Whoop, excuse me. Fuck out of here, nigga. Now it seems like Coach Cal on point, so you're not paying Tank no mind. And Tank go over here, he go to this nigga, and watch this shit that he do. He gonna lift his jacket up, and like, our conversation is a secret, I don't want him to hear it, type shit. Like, yo, what's up with Coach Cal and Tank? They really don't fuck with each other? Like, what? And he brush him off again, like, don't touch me type shit. Like, you see type.
Throwing a lot more. That left is landing.
Calvin Ford had been training Gervonta Tank Davis since he was just 7 years old. Their bond went far beyond boxing. It was built on mentorship, family, and life lessons. When Davis began to pull away, Ford admitted that it deeply hurt him. Losing Davis as a fighter felt like losing family, especially after all the time and energy Ford had invested in helping Davis grow. Watching him move on was a painful experience for someone who had been such a big part of his development.
Tank was the first one in the gym, the last one out the gym. Tank used to sit on the ring like this and watch me train him.
How old is he at this point?
He was like 7, 8.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that I was giving my son was giving it to Tank. So it was a perfect fit. Tank was like the family, you know what I'm saying? And he used to sit at the table because I had another kid named Ramon Manning. He liked to play with them guns, you know what I'm saying? And when I lost him, I was hurt because that was my first time losing a fighter that you put so much into. Remember, I said, Tank, my money running out. And he just looked at me and said, believe in me, coach. Believe. That's what did it.
When he said that, that's...
It's still...
Damn.
I don't hear Tank as the day. I hear Tank as that little boy. Believe in me, coach. And he came in the gym one day and he said, Coach, I seen it. I said, what you seen? I had all the belts on me. He said, I'm gonna be that dude. The rest is history.
Damn. I got goosebumps low key. That's gotta
With the left. Right hook.
Calvin Ford was not involved in Gervonta Tank Davis's preparation for his fight against Lamont Roach Jr., which quickly sparked rumors of a possible falling out between them. Ford later explained that he had been focused on training amateur boxers, which is something he is truly passionate about.
Something is definitely going on between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Now, we all seen that knockdown in the 9th round, but what you probably didn't see is what happened after that in between rounds. Check this out. Coach Barry Hunter trained Tank for this fight with Lamont Roach, not Calvin Ford. A lot of people were saying that this performance has something to do with that. So, is something really going on between Calvin Ford and Tank Davis? Check out what Tank had to say.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so... It's something we gotta work on in the corner. For sure.
Despite Ford's explanation, fans continued to speculate whether this was the start of the end for his partnership with Gervonta Tank Davis.
That little break in between you guys not being, was there like kind of like a family fondness where...
No, he came to see me. Dad, slow down, I'm worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs. You know me, both of y'all know me very well.
Yeah.
Don't I spend time with my amateurs?
Yeah.
All the time. That's my peace. And he know when I go spend time with my peace, I'm going through things. You know what I'm saying? When he was there, at least I know where he was at. Because it was something that we didn't want to do. It was something that we normally do. Y'all with me? And it was good for us to tell you the truth, because when I stepped back in the head biggest gym and I haven't been there, it brought back so much memories. When we first started off, and him seeing all this working together, he was happy. And at the end of the day, it's what it's about, the fight.
Only landing it by 3 thus far. Oh, good.
One of Calvin Ford's biggest strengths as a trainer was his deep understanding of Gervonta Tank Davis' mindset. Ford knew exactly how to motivate Davis, how to get him into the right mental state, and how to push him when things got tough. His ability to connect with Davis on a psychological level played a big part in their many successes. Without Ford's guidance, some wondered if Davis would lose the mental toughness that had made him so dominant in the ring.
Just did. We got off the canvas once. It ain't about the dub with me. It's about do you got that will against will. I don't know. I know I can. I ain't even pushed no buttons with Tank yet. I came from a different beast. I understand what we got to go against every time we get in there. That square box of lunch is serious. So when I talk to him, he know what I'm talking about. Let's see. April the 22nd. Ron, deal with it.
He's got to be careful because it almost seems like Tank is waiting for him to throw the right hand.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has often talked about the important role Calvin Ford has played in his life, calling him more than just a trainer. Growing up as a young fighter in Baltimore, Davis found stability through Ford's guidance and mentorship. At one point, he even lived in Ford's house, finding a sense of support and family.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left, and unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail, or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long time.
He counterpunched Tank.
Taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard wanting to...
The gym became like a second home to Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a place where he found the love and guidance he hadn't always experienced elsewhere. For Davis, Calvin Ford wasn't just a coach, he was a father figure.
You hear that name, what does it mean when you first hear that?
A father. Father. And then he's one of the guys that held a lot of this, like, this whole family together. Him with Kenny, but for sure, like, them two, they held the whole camp together, for sure.
Wouldn't be here without him? Would you say that? Without Calvin?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be here without him. Just off of the fact of when I was coming to the gym, I was getting that love that I ain't have at home type stuff. So it was always like, Calvin, saying I walked through the gym, Calvin, like, looking for him type stuff.
He told me he used to come to the gym and you'd be outside, sleep in front of the gym, in front of the door.
Yeah, I used to run from I go to school, and then from school, I go straight to the gym, don't tell my grandma or nothing. Just go straight to the gym. And the gym was closed. The gym didn't even, I used to get out of school probably 3 o'clock, and the gym didn't open till like 4:30. I'd just be outside just sleeping on the front of the gym, just waiting. Police grabbed me before, like, get up. I think I'm just out here just grab me, like, what you doing out here? I'm waiting on the gym.
All for a reason.
Yeah.
All for a reason.
Clears Avila to box.
As rumors began to spread, Gervonta "Tank" Davis addressed them directly. He reassured his fans that Calvin Ford wasn't going anywhere, saying, "Calvin ain't going anywhere, and I ain't going anywhere either." Davis made it clear that their relationship was still strong and intact.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin, you know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? Y'all don't know? Calvin is Pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit for life. Loyalty over everything. Just, you know?
Despite Gervonta "Tank" Davis's reassurances, the tension between him and Calvin Ford was still noticeable. especially when Tank was seen shouting at Ford during the fight with Lamont Roach. Eventually, Ford acknowledged that his time in Davis's career might have come to an end. He stated that he had taught Davis everything he could, and if Davis felt it was time to move on, Ford was ready to accept that. Ford made it clear that his main focus was Davis's success, whether or not that included him being a part of it.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said this, yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone and all the stuff that I went through preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, that Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do to take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
Number 1 on PBC on Spike is a knockout.
Calvin Ford played a key role in helping Gervonta Tank Davis stay on track, guiding him through the challenges of growing up in the tough streets of Baltimore. Ford kept Davis focused on boxing, steering him away from the dangers around him. Their journey together has been one of resilience, determination, and a strong, unshakable belief in each other.
Let me explain something to you. Tank don't look at me as coach, he look at me as dad. Do it look like his son supposed to be taking care of dad? I don't even feel right. Y'all hear this sound? Oh, Tank don't pay his coach. Tank gives me anything I want.
Right.
But I'm a man at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And I'm a hustler.
Right.
Second and foremost, I came from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? He watched me lose my house, my wife, my family. He watched me do it. It's bigger than boxing.
Right.
Boxing is just a web.
During the fight with Lamont Roach, Calvin Ford noticed that Gervonta Tank Davis didn't perform at the high level he usually did. He didn't dominate the way fans had come to expect. Ford pointed out that Davis had several chances to finish the fight, but didn't take them. This led to questions. Was Davis missing Ford's guidance in the ring?
It just went down. He just, like you said, it was, we looked at 3 rounds. Brian was calling out, yo, I need 3. We got 1. I need 2. He got the 2. But he forgot where he was at. He thought he was still in the 8th round. He thought he still had rounds to go.
Thought he still had rounds to go. Thought he was in the 8th round.
He was good. We just couldn't figure out why he wouldn't pick it up.
Right. And so I think it was maybe a lack of focus just for a little bit, and we'll fix that. But nevertheless, I think that made that fight a draw.
This question is for Coach Calvin Ford. This is Matt from Brunch Boxing.
How you doing, man?
Now, we know that Tank has talked in the past about retiring, leaving the game of boxing. As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup, and you phrased him as a boxer and a man, what would you like to see Tank do after tonight?
I like to see Tank to do what he want to do. I said at the last press conference. Y'all got to understand, them guys been doing it since they were little. This might energize them again.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he backstage right now talking about he want a rematch. So,
backstage, you want to go to the gym right now.
Yes, that's what he said. So I think that retirement stuff is out the door.
Yeah, so.
Right here.
Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday's son. I gotta ask this question in the sense that you said, this is for Calvin Ford and for Coach Berry as well. You said before the fight that you wanted to see him take his game to another level. What didn't he do in this fight that that you felt he could have done and whatnot, and pretty much opened the fight up to being a draw?
Well, like I said again, they've been knowing each other since they were little. And Roach, he stepped up for the cause. He stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Tank history. I always sit there and tell you, I don't like knockouts, I like punishment. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes things got to happen to make you get back to where you belong at. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good, skillful ass fight. Skillful. Both of them would take certain chances. Some would take chances. You know what I'm saying? We seen. It was like we was on a boat, but it was just like this, But like we thought he could have did more.
thought he could have did more, and hack off to Lamont Roach. You know what I mean? He was prepared. There were shots that he took that the average person would have went out on, and he took pretty much. Tank was sitting on the uppercut, and he threw it, and he was able to catch some of those uppercuts. So yeah, you know, you got to give him credit.
Right hook. So Gooden, success here for Roach in round 7.
Calvin Ford had always been the steady voice that kept Gervonta "Tank" Davis focused during his fights. Ford knew how to push Davis to finish strong. His instructions weren't just about tactics, they were about instilling belief. When Davis was in the ring, Ford's confidence in him made a huge difference.
In my mind, this is why Gervonta Davis struggled that fight, so just roll with me for a second, you'll see where I'm going. I don't know if y'all noticed it right away, but I noticed it. Calvin Ford was not the head man in the corner, which I didn't really understand. And before the video continues, go ahead to the follow button because we're about to deep dive into this and we post every day. Calvin Ford was not the lead man who's been with Gervonta since he was a damn near child. Honestly, since he was a child. Why would you do that? I don't know if they were underestimating the fight. I don't know if they were just trying to change it up and try something new because this wasn't a huge opponent. I don't know if there's something wrong with Calvin or Calvin's not going to be there. I don't know. But that was damn stupid. Because you notice when shit started hitting the fan, guess what voice popped up on that screen? Put his head through ropes and Calvin started coaching. When Tank's eye messed up, guess where he looked? He didn't look at that other corner man. He looked for Calvin Ford. Also, Tank talked a lot during this fight. It was a little bit of a different Tank than we've seen. He was chirping with the fire, which isn't new. He was arguing with the ref. He seemed not composed. I feel like that would have been different with a Calvin Ford in his corner. Because I'm going to be real, the advice that his corner was giving him was dog shit. Like, yeah, he won the fight, but let's be real, he shouldn't have won that fight. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think that definitely played a role, and I feel like if Calvin was there, it would have went a little different. But yeah, not a good boxing night from Tank, and this is from a Tank fan. So
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has excelled under Calvin Ford's guidance for years. But during his fight against Lamont Roach, something seemed off. Fans noticed that Davis wasn't as sharp as usual. Without Ford's usual involvement, Davis struggled to find his rhythm, and some even called it the worst performance of his career. Ford understands that every great fighter eventually needs to find their own path. Just like when Davis had to step out of Floyd Mayweather's shadow, now Ford believes Davis is at a similar crossroads. He must decide what direction he wants his future to take.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness, and you should be supporting that. I always tell you that you should be supporting that. You know, it's a rocky road that we see what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself. You know, but again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man, 'cause they can't stand it. You know, calm is I don't like using that word calm. You know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
Right hook. So Gooden, success here for Roach in round 7.
While Floyd Mayweather gave Gervonta "Tank" Davis the platform to shine, and Calvin Ford offered invaluable mentorship, Davis's success ultimately came down to his own natural talent, perfect timing, and destiny. Ford recognizes that no one person can claim full credit for Davis's rise. His success was set in motion long before anyone else could take responsibility for it.
How important was it for Tank to learn?
That was the blessing. That wasn't my work. That wasn't Tank work. That wasn't Floyd work. It was the stars, the moons, or whatever. I'm bringing them together to create greatness, so we can have this greatness carry us to the next generation.
You showed humbleness on stage at the press conference today, giving it immense props to the guys at the other side of the table, to Tank, to Goosen, to...
I grew up off them. I grew up off the legends of what they did when we was watching boxing, when they said boxing was great. Boxing still is great. You just got to get the guys to do what they do. Thanks, Steve. Do what they do.
When asked about who he wants Gervonta "Tank" Davis to fight next, Calvin Ford shared a detailed list of potential opponents. His response showed that no matter who Davis faces, he still wants what's best for him. Davis and Ford have been through too much together for this to be the end. But with all the tension, rumors, and changing dynamics, one question remains. Can they repair their relationship? Or is their time together truly over?
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give
You
me the
understand
names.
what I'm saying?
I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down to, we working on the big four. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
That's all for today's video. Be sure to stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.